Friday, August the 6th, is the Feast of the Transfiguration of Jesus, a biblical story that recalls a moment and an experience when the disciples experienced the fullness and the glory of God in the person of Jesus. Those who follow in the footsteps of Jesus are called to follow in the way of the gospel and thus to participate in God's transfiguration and transformation of the world from the nightmare it often is into the dream that God intends. I'm holding a book that contains the stories of men and women who followed in the footsteps of Jesus and thereby participated in God's transformation and transfiguration of the world in their time. It's called Holy Women, Holy Men. It's a compilation of stories, prayers, and scriptures that can be used for most of the days of the year, telling the stories of men and women of all generations and all stripes and types who have followed in the footsteps of Jesus. Let me give you a couple of examples of people who are now in here. In addition to the names of people who have been on our church calendar for years, biblical saints and many worthies from the tradition, there are new ones. Mother Seton, Elizabeth Seton, is there in January. Later in the month of January, Lydia, Dorcas, and Phoebe, 3 women from the New Testament. In February, the Dorchester chaplains, 3 military chaplains who were serving during the Second World War and went down with the ship so that many men could be saved. Roger Williams and Ann Hutchison from Rhode Island. Eric Little, if you saw the movie Chariots of Fire, the missionary who was also in the Olympics. Eric Little is there in February here on our church calendar. And the list goes on. Thurgood Marshall, Martyrs from the Sudan. John the 23rd, Pope John the 23rd. And in this past July, when we were celebrating Eucharist here at our chapel at the diocesan office, on July 1st, we observed the feast of Harriet Beecher Stowe. July 28th, a feast commemorating Johann Sebastian Bach, George Frederick Hegel, Henry Purcell, and on and on and on. People whose lives, by following in the footsteps of Jesus of Nazareth, enriched the world, made it better, and participated in God's work of transforming and transfiguring the world from the nightmare it often is into the dream that God intends. This book is available from Church Publishing and from the Episcopal Bookstore online, and additional ways that you can access it will be included with this edition of Please Note. I commend it to you for your personal devotion, but also for worship during the week in our churches. Indeed, as it says in the 12th chapter of Hebrews, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us run with perseverance the race that is before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and the perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of the joy that was before him endured the cross, despised the shame, and now sits at the right hand of the throne of God. Thank you. God bless you.